Okay, I got with me Mr. Tanner Neville. Appreciate you giving me some of your time. Tanner, you and I have obviously worked together for a little while now. You're 19 years old, and you're just out of high school about a year ago. And we've kind of been born and raised in the same place. We didn't necessarily grow up together, but we kind of come from the same group of people. And I want to know a little bit about your background. Tell me kind of what motivated you to get into sales. And then I want to know a little bit about your professional experience and how it's been comparing it from your past experience to where you've been here. Okay. But let's start a little bit about just your upbringing. How was childhood? What are some things that you love doing? And what kind of got you to the point of knowing what you wanted to do when you graduated?
Okay. So when I was younger, living in Vegas, I would always hang out with friends and everything like that. We'd usually be going out, talking to doors and neighbors and everything anyways.
What part of Vegas?
Henderson.
Cool. What part?
Henderson.
What part of Henderson? We talking St. Rose? We talking Hendertucky?
I mean, if you want the address,
Summerlin?
If you want the address, I'll give you the address.
What school? What school zone?
I would have gone to Mannion.
Mannion. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Mannion and everything.
I lived in the the Coronado area, so right off of Eastern and St. Rose. So two places that we lived around each other growing up. It's pretty cool. Tell me about it. Yeah,
I mean, usually in the summertime it was pretty hot, but we would always be outside and everything like that. But bringing up, I've always, my family, they've always been in the carpentry, doing woodworking and everything like that. And I've always thought that was cool, but I've always wanted to just be my own business and be my own manager for my own. So I've always kind of had the idea for sales and everything like that. And with my buddies, that upbringing, we would always do lawn care, everything like that. So
you didn't want a boss?
Yeah, I want to be my own boss.
I like that.
I wanted to be my own boss, yeah. So it's pretty cool, but yeah.
So you graduated, and obviously you have a very strong core unit of friends. You all graduated together.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of like the young version of the movie Grown Ups. You guys dedicate quality experiences a couple times a year where you make sure that you're together, which is awesome. A lot of you have come out and, experienced the sales world together. So I've gotten to see it through all of you, which is really cool. What motivated you when you graduated high school to get into sales, and what did you decide to do right away?
Honestly, it was definitely the peers and my friends that I was around. I had the availability to do it.
Sure.
One of my friends, they brought me to it, and they were just like, hey, we can do this. I was like, okay, let's do it. So doing solar for the 8 months or whatever, I've definitely learned a lot about myself and the traits that go into sales.
Sure.
So for the upbringing of this, it's perfect.
What was daily work like in the solar space? Tell me what Tanner's day looked like.
So starting in June, it was super hot outside. Arizona, it'd be 110, 115 degrees all the time. So I would be just drenched in sweat, going around door to door, constantly getting no's all the time. So that itself right there showed the struggle and the hard work that you put into it. It'll all come back eventually to you.
Yeah.
So,
and pretty much your first job out of high school.
Yeah.
You stuck with it 8 months.
Yeah.
Can I ask what you made in the 8 months that you were there?
Honestly, to be honest, since I didn't close within those 8 months, I was a setter, so I set at appointments. I made around 9 to 10K in that 8 months. So.
Were you
satisfied? I was affording things. Sure. I was able to get to where I needed to be fine. But as far as wanting more, I definitely wish I could have gotten more from it. So
yeah, for sure. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
And in that time, obviously, you had seen a lot happen. You learned leadership skills. You learned how to sell. You saw the door-to-door space. You saw the solar space. As your leader, you saw me make a transition. Mm-hmm. And you kind of got to see the brunt of it. There was a time, Tanner, you lived in my house. We have a very familial relationship. Mm-hmm. And what did that do to you when you saw me go through that transition of identifying that there was a different industry that I wanted to invest my time in? What did that kind of do, and what situation that put you in?
For the most part, understanding that you were my leader and I didn't really know which kind of objective to go to afterwards, I kind of was just facing towards what you were going towards, just because, I have the trust and everything for you. But as far as the situation I was in, obviously I was confused, the rebuttals and everything like that with where I'm supposed to go or where I'm going to be working at afterwards. And it definitely just built some confusion for sure.
Yeah.
But transitioning into where we're at now, it's definitely where I want to be.
Yeah.
So
and let's be honest. Don't give me too much credit. What kind of pressure did that put on our relationship during that transition period?
It was definitely difficult for sure at the time. I mean, I remember when we would have conversations, I would get upset a little bit. You would get upset a little bit. I mean, it's just like kind of brother love.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just what happens. So, but knowing those conversations, they definitely needed to happen so they can never happen again.
1,000%.
Yeah. So,
what do you feel like those trialing and tough times did for our relationship, let alone your opportunity here in the life insurance space?
Only make it stronger.
Yeah.
Only make it stronger. Yeah. I mean, as far as connection goes with everyone else and everyone else around here, I couldn't be more grateful for the opportunity that you've planned for us and everything else too. So,
and it took a lot for you to get there, Tanner.
No,
I mean, November is when we left the solar space, and from that time, we are now in April.
Yeah.
And this is your first lock-in.
First lock-in.
There was months of just doubt, worries, issues. I'm sure you were scared.
Yeah.
Tell me, like, what was it like trying to learn a new sales industry that you had fear in when you felt like you had no knowledge, no experience, and you and I were going through somewhat of relationship issues at that time?
Mm-hmm. I definitely just wanted to trust myself and my gut feeling that I had for this job. I mean, the challenge that it brings, for the license and everything like that, it all needed to work out the way it needed to. It definitely took me longer for sure, but if I were to lock in earlier, it would have been a different opportunity by then. So, but now, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy what work can do for you. So
I remember daily, you'd wake up and have just a full day of you would motivate yourself. And I remember how hard it was for you some days, but you'd leave that house full of motivation and you'd come back after a day of selling solar and you were just beat, distraught. There wasn't even no room for like patience of conversation with you almost. You were so mentally just worn down. And I know there was long periods of time where you would go in between paychecks sometimes.
Yeah.
Tell me, since you've been licensed, you've come out here, you've seen the experience. How long have you been out here? What was that first day like where you had the opportunity of meeting Sean Mike, which is the president of Family First Life?
It was. And
tell me about your sales experience so far in comparison to where you came from.
So today will be my 4th day of full calling. The first day when we came out here meeting Sean Mike and everything, it blew my mind, considering who he was as a person and all the investments that he has planned for himself and everything. It just shows, like, as a character, if you really want to get to that point, you totally can. And there's nothing that can stop you from it. So
nothing but you.
Nothing but you, obviously. But I'm sorry, what was the next question?
So you just told me about your experience with Sean Mike. Tell me what your experience has been like selling, the training, the opportunity for growth. Have you sold yet? And for you in your personal life, how do you feel about taking this work opportunity forward? Yeah.
So with it being my 4th day, today I got my first sale.
Let's go.
It was freaking awesome. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. It was a crazy feeling for sure.
Yeah.
But what the most satisfied I got from it was just being able to help that person out. And I think with this job, that's specifically why I want to do it more, is just because I know I'm helping people out. And the coverage that they get for it and everything, it's just the best of the best. So
obviously you're excited in solar when you would make sales. Did you feel like you were more excited about the commissions earned, or did you feel like you were more excited that you actually put that person in a better position?
I think it was put that better person in a better position. I mean, obviously finance is in there and everything, like you do work for money, but what comes along with sales is really just the gratitude and relationship that you build with that person. Yeah. So
as you've transitioned, do you feel like you have an easier opportunity to cultivate those relationships with your clients?
Oh, yeah. At first over the phone, I thought it would be a little bit different. Obviously it is, like how you have to talk and monotone and everything like that. But building the relationship over the phone and just finding out who the person really is and what they need help with, that's the best part of the discovery and the why and everything like that. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Tanner, you tell me, cold door knocking or paid leads in the virtual sales industry? Which one would you pick?
Paid leads.
Paid
For
leads
sure.
all day, right?
For sure.
Would you ever go back to knocking doors knowing what you know now?
I mean, I haven't thought about it since I've been here, so can't say I will.
You come from small town, Cedar City, Utah,
Yep.
right? 2 high schools, 1 main street.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pass Maine without knowing everyone who drives by.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm sure you know a lot of people like you who graduate high school. They're like-minded. They're hard workers. They want to be successful, and maybe they want to kind of go outside the grain of what their family has done.
Yeah.
What would you say to anyone like you from Southern Utah, from Cedar City, who is looking to do something unique? What would you tell them about this opportunity?
Don't be scared. Do it for you. Honestly, like sales, yeah, like it's a commitment that you have to build yourself towards. It's a learning process and all these things, but you being your own manager and you being able to have that opportunity for yourself is what shows as a character you are. So I think if you have thoughts about it, or if it's like a parent issue or anything like that, just do what you want to do. Don't worry about others, because with hard work, everything comes eventually. So
Yeah,
just always put yourself through it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Tanner, it's been a blessing chatting with you. I've loved seeing your growth and progression over the last few months, and I cannot wait to see what you do over the next few years of your life.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I
Thank you for
appreciate
sitting
it.
down with me, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Okay. Let's go. That was good.
Yes, sir.